But it's okay.
It's true. Just trust it.
Trust it. Well, welcome finally to the second attempt of episode 1
This is the second attempt.
of Ride of Our Lives.
Ride of Our Lives Radio. Welcome.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for tuning in, everybody, to the first episode, even though this is our second attempt. Technical difficulties, but I think more than anything, this is a learning process, which is what we expected.
Yes.
We wanted to learn a little bit from this.
Yes, the whole podcast in general is very much a trial experiment. This is season 1 of Ride of Our Lives Radio, where we get to kind of talk about our lives, our experiences, what it's like working in like the Chicago space, creatively. I'm a model.
I'm a photographer, and we just, like what Gracie said, going to talk about a photographer's experience, but a model's experience too.
Mm-hmm.
We have some guests, hopefully, in the upcoming episodes to talk about their experiences as well.
Yes.
In the industry, not in the industry, it's going to be a fun time. We're here just to yap because I kind of want to just yap with Gracie.
Yap. I know. Our yaps end up being so long, so...
Minimum 4 hours.
I know, but we're going to try to keep it to an hour. We're going to try to keep it to an hour-ish.
Okay. Because we already had a trial run.
That's true.
For this first episode.
We already covered topics that they don't know.
Yes, but I wanted to, before we get into the topics, like re-enter doing that, I wanted to basically talk to you about, like, how did that first trial run, even though we're not going to really, like, publish much of it,
right.
Like, what did you feel about it? Like, how did you feel at the end? Except the part where you felt very anxious after the fact.
What? Me? No. Yes. Except for that part.
Except for that part.
I felt it was really good. Oh my god, I loved getting to record. We did this earlier in the week. We recorded for about an hour 37 minutes is how long our recording was. We were just both sitting in the car. We recorded on your phone before,
yes.
In a nice parking lot with some nice fall foliage.
During the day,
which of course, unfortunately, you can't see this. We were hoping that some fall foliage would be in. Well, at least I was hoping some fall foliage would be in here. Even though we're recording now in November, these won't go up until January. But we didn't get it in time. That's okay.
It's okay.
That's okay. No, I felt like it was good. I felt like getting to record the first episode of us, just kind of getting a feel for it. You know, I mean, they got to see our dynamic. We got to feel more for our dynamic on camera.
I feel like I learned a little bit about you too.
And I learned a little bit about you too. That's the thing. We've only been friends for 1 year. So here's the thing.
In reality, like maybe less than 6 months.
Yeah, actually, reality, we don't know each other that well.
And I was just like, and exactly, and then we're starting a podcast.
Yeah. So this is part of the learning experience.
You know what? This can actually be really fun for them because then they get to see, like, hey, the start of a friendship bloom into something more.
But we already are friends.
I know, but I'm just saying, like,
into
growing more.
That's true.
What I said.
Or it could go very wrong.
And I could be like,
damn. Wait, are we not allowed to? We didn't say anything.
It's not 10 minutes yet.
Okay.
So hold on.
So I won't swear.
Not yet.
I learned there's a rule when it comes to swearing online.
For those of you who don't know, try to not swear in the first 10 minutes because then YouTube
the content.
Analyze the first 10 minutes just to make sure that it's monetizable and like basically PG-13 to make sure that everything just goes well. So, trying to a little tips and tricks.
PG-13.
Yeah.
I have Earl Grey tea.
I have Dunkin', not sponsored.
Not
Could
sponsored.
Be.
In my Coleman glass, cup, mug, whatever, tumbler, whatever they're called. I liked how. Oh, something's going on with the camera again.
It's good. I think it's still what that means. I feel like it's still recording.
Okay.
But we don't have to look at each other. Or I think the front camera just turns off.
Oh. Okay.
I think that's good to know.
That's good to know.
Because it's still recording.
Oh yeah. By the way, what's happening is we're filming on a GoPro, and the front camera keeps popping up with some red numbers. Well, it's a countdown.
Yeah.
No, it's a count
it's
up. It's counting the time.
Yeah.
So we've been recording for 10 minutes and 42 seconds.
Yeah.
But they would never know that.
No.
Unless they would. No.
No.
It's true. Some stuff was said off the record before.
But also,
Off the record.
Yeah. Gosh. I'm not the boss anymore.
Nope.
I never was.
Nope. This is equality. We're on the same playing field.
How do you call that the same playing field?
Equality.
Equality.
Well, I just call it as I see it. So our first episode was great. I thought it was great. Did you enjoy it? I mean, I got to learn new things about you that I never knew before. I get to share things new with you that I also don't share normally with people I only know 6 months. I think. And this was on the record too. But we were just also talking about kind of our startups, because that's what we wanted this first episode to be. Just talking about how we got into our professions, but also with that our passions, and how we met, which was also a story we didn't get to tell fully. So now we get to hopefully tell
a little bit more
about it. And then also the other half of that episode was spent with us trying to figure out how to have a podcast on camera, being like, that's what you wanted to do for this podcast? And then him being like, yeah, that's what I want. And I'd be like, oh, interesting. That makes me anxious.
And then she got the grace of God of just, I couldn't get the footage off, so.
That was complete accident, I swear.
She summoned all of her being to basically corrupt that file.
Yeah, that file did not work, because that was filmed on your phone, and you just couldn't transfer it to your computer.
Try to not record 4K on your phone, because it's kind of hard to get that footage out. I've tried literally everything.
I know, oh my God.
But it's fine. It's okay.
Because we're here, and we're trying something different. GoPro. Never done that before.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I think it will work. I think it will be fine.
Yeah.
A lot of people use this, so I think it would be going pretty well. But now answering your question as far as the things that we covered and all that, to reiterate that, basically, I really want to go off the topic of like the intentions that we have for this podcast, because I wanted to add on a little bit from the last time we talked about this, which was our, like, how we see this podcast growing into something is like, I'm actually really excited to see how either we grow or you were saying basically like, oh, it's really cool that we just get to do it.
Yeah.
Or just have something to just basically like, oh, we got it done, you know? So I really liked what you said last time about that, because I mean, now resonating, got some time to think about it, and looking over the footage, it was really cool to resonate, like, oh yeah, this is something cool that we get to do.
Yeah, just something cool to get to do. Like I mean, I know I've said this before, and I've said this to myself a few times just thinking about this, that even if like these episodes don't even reach that many people, or they don't gain popularity, like that honestly, that wouldn't even be my biggest takeaway, because that's not the reason why I personally agreed to do this with you, even though you know that. I'm just explaining. I agreed to do this because I like to yap. And it'd be fun. I like to yap. And I like to yap with you.
Yappers be yapping.
Yappers be yapping. But even though we are turning this into like something that we're gonna publish and we're planning out, like even if it doesn't get to go farther, like I'm just excited that I get to like record this with you, and that looking back, it'll be like that thing where we get to think, like, remember when we did that in your car for like this certain amount of months, and we just had fun, and we just got to talk, and we got to learn, like. And
I really hope they get to see like how fun we're having between like either you and me, or you and me the guest, or like anything like that. I feel like I really hope they get to see this growth as far as, oh, let's like we're gonna take them along the journey of
Right.
like, hey, let's have fun all together.
Yeah, I'm excited for
Yeah,
that because it
yeah.
is going to be a journey. We're going to try out. We're going to. This is new to us.
Mm.
This is all brand new.
Well,
But you
I
have the skills
well,
to make it happen.
I have the skills to make it happen. You have the skills to be in front of the camera.
That's true. We have different skill sets that we are bringing to this.
Which I feel like is good because we need the back and forth, or we need to just learn from each other, or to just make everything happen. And I think it's really cool that you're doing this with me for the reason of like, hey, we get to just grow together.
Yeah, I love that. The theme is growth.
Mm-hmm.
I love that theme. It's a good theme.
Ride of our lives.
Ride of our lives radio. Okay, let's do one more cheers and then. Oh wait, I'm just gonna drink this. Dang, can I hear the gulp? Nope.
Probably not.
Oh, dang.
Well, I don't know. Maybe. That definitely.
Gulp?
That for sure.
So, Abe, I'm trying to think of what we covered in the first episode that we should talk about again. So to go over some basic things. Oh, no.
How we met? Do you want to just start there?
Yeah, let's start with how we met. Because that was a story we never actually finished, and we got to sort out the kinks of remembering things wrong.
Yeah.
I remembered things wrong.
I wasn't gonna say it, but it was more of just like
I was remembering things wrong, and I was like, no, wait, it was this. No, wait. No, wait.
It was like I said the exact date too, and then I was just like, she's going back and forth. I know I'm right.
I needed to go through it myself, but I appreciated that you were still there and you were just chanting me on. I was gonna get there. So we basically met.
Yeah, where did we met? Let's see.
I can't remember the date. Okay, I have to do the thing where I look up when I think. Okay. We're recording this in the winter/fall of 2025, but we met earlier this year. No. We met officially, this is what happened last time. We met officially in December of 2024 in person. We met officially in person at a Curio fashion networking event. I had been following you, though, before on Instagram, and you were following me on Instagram, but it was like, oh my gosh, hey! And if I'm being so honest, I was actually a little anxious to talk to you because I never talked to you in person before, but I liked your work on Instagram. I always liked your photos, and I saw your involvement with Why Not Petites.
Same here, because for me, I always saw her work, like, posting stuff from, like, New York or fashion shows or, like, other photo shoots that she's a part of, and, like, a lot of the work that she is in, it's very recognizable. Like, you know it's her. Like, no one else has pink hair like her. But also, not even outside of that has the poses that she does. So, like, for her, like I said this last time, like, she has very much distinct poses that is almost... I said this off camera, but I'm going to say it on camera as far as she's kind of creating the path for herself as being a chameleon for... like dyed hair or pink hair or stuff like that. So I really do think that you are making your mark, at least here in Chicago.
At least here.
That like, hey, you are, wherever you go, you know that's Gracie, or you know you stand out, or you know that you can deliver.
I'm trying. That's my goal.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. It's okay. And we will get to talk more about our love for our passions. Yeah. Also in this. But we met officially in person in December of 2024 at the networking event. We had a great time talking. You were talking to me about New York, my love of New York, and that I had recently, and this is what I'm getting correctly before this time, I had recently gone on a day trip to New York, from Chicago to New York for one day, and that's what I was telling you about, right? I was telling you about that I had this revelation. Not even a revelation on my own. I saw someone else do this online, and I wanted to do it for the first time. I saw someone on Instagram talk about how easy it is to just take a day trip between New York and Chicago, and that you don't have to pay for a hotel, you don't have to pay for, expensive accommodations, and you get to spend the night in your own bed. And I loved that idea. I was like, oh, I would love to spend the night in my own comfy, warm bed. And so that is what I had. That's what I wanted to do.
And it's crazy to think about that it's like not that far away.
It's not that far away.
It's not that far.
We really are lucky that we are like in the Midwest. We're not like too far from each coast. Well, I mean, we are farther from the West Coast, but I mean, from New York, it's like a 2-hour, 20-minute plane ride. Yeah. So I was so excited sharing this with you. Like, I had this revelation that I took from someone else, and I wanted to have a birthday trip where I just spent all day in New York, and I did that on my 23rd birthday, and I went there with my best friend, and it was great. And you were loving this idea, and I was so glad I got to share this with you because I actually got to experience it, and I got to hash out the kinks. We took the earliest flight in, latest flight out. We were exhausted, 4 cups of coffee down. It was so worth it.
But also, I found that conversation so interesting because it's just like that just blew my mind of just like how affordable traveling could be.
It can be. I mean, at least for that, it definitely, because the most expensive thing with traveling there is just staying there. So I'm glad I got to share that with you because should we?
Yeah, fast forward. Fast forward.
We did the same thing together on a trip. You just texted me one day and you were like, I can't remember exactly what you asked me. But
it was more of just like, hey, I was, a trip got canceled last minute and I was just like really upset about it. So, I was just like, oh, okay, the idea was always looming around my mind of like, you can do a day trip. And I was just like,
This was in July.
But I was just like, what can I do? And I was just like, what if I do a photo shoot in New York and it's just a day trip? And I was just like, who gave me this idea? And I was just like, I was thinking, I was pondering, and I was just like, oh, that's who it was. And I was just like, oh, okay, let me see if I can just ask her if she wants to come.
Yeah. And
I just texted you and be like, hey, crazy idea.
Crazy.
Within like 3 to 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was soon after you texted me. You texted me in June.
Yeah, I texted you in June, and it was really fast. And it was like, hey, so I'm kind of depressed, and I just want to go on a day trip. Not actually, but I'm just exaggerating.
But you needed a trip.
I needed a trip.
And I needed that trip, too. So it worked out great. And I was like, yes, I'm absolutely down. Oh my God, let me look at my calendar right now. And you texted me that while I was in the middle of like getting my hair recolored, and literally I was sitting in the chair and I saw the text, and by the end of the appointment I was like, okay, we're doing this day. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna book it on my laptop. Like, we got it all figured out so quickly because we really were just gonna fly out.
But it's also not
a few weeks later.
Yeah, it's also like not much to really plan out.
Yeah, because we didn't have luggage. We had no stay. All we had to do was buy the flight and then figure out what we're gonna do there.
Yeah.
Which was also pretty easy because we knew we wanted to go to the Met, so we just bought those tickets ahead of time, those day passes. It was good.
Which was really cool because I'm like, I've never been to the Met before. And just strolling around New York, I think you can never go wrong.
It's true. And then also, you have a lot of great spots for food, so. That was nice. And it just ended up being also, since it was July, it was wonderful weather, you know. If I'm sure if we did this in the winter, it'd be like, we need to find places to stay warm, we need to go somewhere. But no, we really got to just like walk around and have a great time and take pictures along the way. And that's the thing, you brought your camera, and I brought outfit changes. I brought different outfits. We just had a fun day, getting to take pictures around the city and in the museum, which was nice. That was really nice. And we got to see something that I've always... Is it also... It's facing the right way, right?
I think it should.
I don't know if that's gonna...
You're good.
Test. No?
You're good.
Okay. Something I always wanted to do was I wanted to see the Met Gala exhibit that they do every year. Because the Met Gala is always based on an exhibit, a fashion exhibit at the Met. And I never got to actually see one of the exhibits that they do. But I got to see the Dandyism exhibit. And I was geeking out.
Yeah,
I was so excited. Oh my God, it was so beautiful. Oh my God. And I love...
Can I add something for real quick?
Uh-oh.
Seeing her in her elements, because she, I don't know if you know this for Gracie, but you went to fashion school.
That's true.
Well, you studied fashion.
I did.
And seeing her like being excited for all this, it was really cool to see because I remember when I was just like, um, when I was in like Germany, looking at some of my favorite photographers over there,
Yeah, yeah.
and it was really cool to just like, oh, like almost like you had a sparkle in your eye, like
I
seeing
did
that.
feel that way, yeah.
And like you took your time, not only reading everything, but like seeing everything and just appreciate you. You pointed out everything between textiles,
Oh my gosh.
the things where they were saying, the history behind it, and telling me like, oh, this reminded me of so and so. So
You
it was,
remember that?
yeah.
Oh my god. I really was lit up. It was so
No.
exciting.
No, and it was really interesting because it was just like, Abe, come here, let's go this way over here, or like I would lose her, and I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna go this way.
Lost me in the fashion. Yeah, that's the word it was.
And I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna wait over here, and hopefully she finds me. I think it's easier for her to find me than the other way around.
Yeah.
And I remember we did that a couple times because I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna let her find me.
It was a great exhibit, and I am sorry it did take up so much of our day because we did.
No, I didn't mind it. It was more of just like I'm glad because that's always one thing that I'm always worried about. I'm always worry about other people making sure they're having a good time as well. Like yes, we planned that day a lot for the photo shoot, but it's also your trip too. So I wanted to make sure that you take the time to at least experience what you want to.
And I appreciated that. I appreciated that. And honestly, I mean, I've said this to you off the camera, but that was like actually the first time we like hung out. That was like pretty much the first time we hung out because we met at the networking event in December of 2024. And we did do a photo shoot.
In February.
We did do a photo shoot in February, which was really cool getting to work with you because he has great vision when it comes to, you know, lighting, different angles, the concepts that we were working on. I appreciated like just how thoroughly you wanted to plan this out, and you had backup ideas for like you had different Pinterest boards for the makeup, like for the lighting, and you showed me the different inspirations that you had, and I loved getting to see that process and getting to just like be inside your mind. It was really cool, and we didn't even know each other. I
think it's because I planned that specifically for you.
Did you?
Because I'm like,
we'll insert the photos here.
We'll insert the photos here.
Somewhere. I don't know. Well, I don't know how we'll do that yet.
I think it would be in the middle, if anything.
We'll insert the photos here.
So, I think the reason why I planned it specifically for you is because, like, I knew I wanted the background a certain color, and I needed something to stand out that certain color, which was blue. So the blue was the background, and I needed something. I couldn't do someone who had blonde hair or brunette or anything like that.
Because then it would absorb that color,
it wouldn't absorb the color. It wouldn't stand out the way that your hair did.
Right.
Because if I'd done blonde, it would have looked too much like white. And I feel like that white with the blue temperature, it would just get lost.
Yeah, I could see that.
And brunette, I don't think the brunette would stand out as much for the way that it needed to be.
Yeah.
So I think you had a perfect contrast because we did a black outfit with your pink hair, which it was almost like a color contrast.
Yeah, I
so
like
we did the light contrast between dark and light, but we also did the color contrast between blue and pink.
Yeah, I did like that, and it looked so good. It was like dreamy, but also kind of like dark dreamy. It honestly felt. I was showing the pictures to my mom shortly after I got it, and she said she felt like it was almost as if like an editorial scene from the movie Independence Day. Have you seen that movie? With the aliens?
Yeah.
Where the aliens come down, and they like shoot a beam into New York. And my mom made that reference, and I just thought that was so funny because I would love to get to do something alien-y. Not that it was super alien-y, but it had like that effect in her eyes, and I love that. But yeah, I love getting to just create different things with people who they know their mind, and either or know their mind, but they're also like excited to expand on it, which you were. Like I brought more than one outfit option with me. We had a makeup artist who was absolutely fantastic, do my makeup. She was great. She was great.
Eternity.
She was great. Yeah. And a new friendship bloomed there. And yeah, no, it was a great shoot. But ultimately, I don't think we got to really bond until New York.
Yeah, and then we got to like know each other a little bit more from obviously the Stylist Expo.
Oh, that's right.
But also the content day that we did for that.
That's true. So we had 2 more
like semi-interactions.
That's true. Leading up to that, but never actually like getting to hang out. And then literally getting a text. I remember I was saying this to someone later. I was like, I'm going on a trip with someone, and they were like, oh, who are you going on a trip with? And I'm like, it's my friend Abe. But I mean, is he my friend? I mean, I think so. I hope so. Like, we've worked together. He's definitely a contact. I don't really know him that well. So this could go great or really badly. Just a whole day that we were going to be with each other.
But also, we yapped most of the day.
We yapped most of the day, yeah. The only times we weren't yapping was when we were eating or drinking coffee.
But even then, it was for like 2 minutes.
Literally. No, even then. No, and I also had some anxiety about that because when you travel with people, you like really get to know the person. You really get to know someone when you travel with them.
We did everything the opposite way.
We did. We didn't know each other before we traveled. But it just ended up being a purely great thing that we just bonded and we just like vibed so well on that trip because we really did have a flight. It was super early flight. It was like 5 a.m., 6 a.m., something like that.
It was something early.
Super early, and then our flight back.
And then she didn't even sleep.
I didn't sleep at all.
Which was crazy because I'm just like, how?
I have done that many a time. Sometimes on purpose, sometimes I'm not. This time it was not on purpose. This time I
don't know.
My brain was elsewhere trying to like think of everything. And also I was anxious because I was thinking like, oh my God, what if there are like awkward silences? I'm stuck with you all day and you're stuck with me all day. And what if you're like, ugh, she's like not as fun to shoot with or go on a trip with, or I was thinking of the same thing. Like, what if we just don't vibe as well? Because we were literally committing to the first time we were going to like hang out, be like a nearly like 20-hour thing. And it was great.
It was fantastic.
It was actually really fun.
It was a great core memory for us.
It was. No, it definitely was. That's honestly also one of my core memories of the year.
Really?
Yeah, that trip. It was so much fun. And I gained a new friend. Like, because I think before, in my mind, you were a contact that I got to work with, but I knew that I could vibe with. But I feel like that trip kind of like solidified it as like, no, he's a friend. Like, this is a good friendship too. And I loved it.
And it also helps that later on, well, after the trip, I didn't know you lived in the suburbs. So now
we're only a drive away.
Now, like, what, 20-minute drive away? Well, you keep taking the longer way.
I do keep taking the longer way. And I keep missing exits and being anxious driving on the highway and it being longer. But
it's still traffic right now.
I know, it's crazy. It's still
and
traffic
it's
right now.
And it's like late. It's like, yeah.
I know. But like a 30-ish minute drive away with me.
I still think.
I have a 30-minute drive away from you. You have a 20-minute drive away from me.
Yeah.
How about that? But yeah, we're both from the suburbs in the Chicagoland area, but we always ended up working together in the city or in Milwaukee when we had the Stylist Expo. That was in Milwaukee. But otherwise, it's always been the city. So it is great getting to have another friend and another creative in the suburbs because I feel like it's hard to come by unless you know that they're in the suburbs. But there are a few of us out here. Actually, there are a good number of us that are out here.
Yeah, but I feel like the one thing that I've noticed
you don't know
like,
until you know.
Exactly. I'm just like, you don't know until other people mention it. And almost everybody that goes to like the runways or the fashion shows or the fashion events in Chicago, they just assume they're in Chicago.
Yeah, it's true. They do just assume. And I don't also want to be the person who's like, I'm actually not from here. Like, I'm from here, but I like can't call myself a Chicagoan, even though I wish I could. I can't. God, I wish I was. I'm a city kid at heart. What can I say? I just always loved the city. Ever since I was little, I would always escape to the city. I would take the trains. I would take the metro on the weekends, and I still take the train all the time. And I always just wanted to be a city kid. Anyways, we won't recount that part of my childhood. But
let's segue into this.
Let's
How did
segue.
you get into fashion?
How I got into fashion. I'm trying to remember if I said these specific details or not on the last episode. How I got into fashion was.
I don't think you mentioned this last time.
I think I mentioned this.
No.
I didn't mention this. I just always. Is it after 10 minutes? I won't swear. Can I swear?
Yes.
I always fucking love dressing up. Oh my god, it's the best thing. It was my favorite thing, and I didn't even know necessarily specifically what I wanted to do as a career in high school. I mean, I was
Same.
literally not sure what to do. I mean, I was on the athlete track actually because I was a we're learning about each other. I was on the athlete track actually. There was a serious consideration that I had for like going to college and swimming. Because I was.
That's why
was
you
in the
were
swim
interested.
team.
That's why you were interested when I said swimming last time.
Yeah, because I was in the swim team. Oh my gosh, I was on the swim team from like age 6, doing like park district swimming.
Yeah.
Like every single summer religiously, and then I eventually also did winter swimming by the time I was in like middle school, and I was still doing summer swimming, and then I was doing like competitive swimming in high school up until my junior year. So I was swimming from the ages of like 6 to like 17. I was rarely out of the water. I was like rarely out of the water. And between that, I would dance and I would do theater. And I was a very busy kid. And I would do some.
My competitiveness is like, I want to race you now.
Are you distance or are you sprint?
No, I'm sprint.
I'm sprint.
Yeah.
Sprint what?
Well, it's freestyle more than.
I'm sprint and free. What's your best time? Let's get this on the record.
On the record. Now. I've never actually timed myself.
Really?
No.
Okay, then we should definitely race.
Yes. Yes. Cut to a race.
Cut to video now. No, I was on like the athlete track for so long, and I did think.
I can see you being a swimmer now.
Yes, I was a swimmer, and I loved it too. Oh my god, it was just. I loved getting to be in the water. That's like the most natural thing to me. Maybe it's because I'm a water sign. I'm a Scorpio. Is that what that means?
Wait, what? I don't know.
I don't know either. God, that'd be embarrassing if a Scorpio isn't a water sign. I just said that now. I think that's what people tell me. I don't know anything about astrology other than that.
Your own.
Other than my own, which I forget every single time. But I love the water. Ever since I was a kid. And then around junior year came when it came to like applying to colleges. And I had to like more seriously really think about what I wanted to do as a career, and I just knew that the biggest thing that I honestly had, even though I was a swimmer and I loved swimming, I kind of felt like I wouldn't be able to do it for the rest of my life, which is what I mean, you're constantly told that professional athletes, that's a very hard thing to do. I mean, It's a physical thing. But I was looking at what I really loved as part of like my soul and my core, and it was like dressing up. Literally dressing up. And I in high school, in my sophomore year of high school, I took a trip to Paris. I did a French exchange student with a French student, actually. And she spent like 2 weeks. She spent 2 weeks like at my high school and in my hometown. And then I went 2 weeks to Paris. And I got to see how everyone was so fashionable there. And people got to dress up out and about, literally wearing their best clothes, even wearing their best clothes and not even maybe knowing it was super fashionable, but it was just the way it was, like getting to see the fashion culture there. It literally lit up my life. And then the year after that, in junior year, I was thinking, I loved that so much, and I would love to get to be in a space where I get to work or I get to live in a city like this where I just get to keep dressing up. And I just completely paid attention to the fact that I can absolutely turn my passion into something that I do for the rest of my life, business-wise. No one ever really told me that, because growing up, people wouldn't really say, like, you could do fashion. I mean, They would say, maybe, I'm sure they would say to me if I had expressed that more ambitiously, I'm sure they would say that I could be a designer, but I never necessarily thought I wanted to make clothes. I just liked getting to be around them. I liked getting to learn about them and be around them. And
I think the internet also really helped, too.
Oh, for sure. Oh my gosh, for sure. Getting to be old enough to have my own phone and have social media, even though it did not do well for my anxiety and my brain. And get to watch like runways. That was one of my favorite things to do in high school on my phone, was get to watch runways and get to see the different models and follow different designers and see who's up and coming and who, you know, who's not as popular anymore. And I love getting to do that. So I applied. I feel like I did surprise some people, because I was supposed to swim my senior year, but I surprised my coach, unfortunately. Sorry, Coach Dan. And I stopped being an athlete and I went to art school after high school. And I feel like that did surprise some people, but I loved it. I loved getting to study fashion in college. I was an artsy kid after that. I mean, I've always been an artsy kid. I just didn't get to figure out the fact that I could do it professionally. Right. Until I started to actually, I don't know, it clicked at some point where I could do that. And then I studied fashion at Columbia College in Chicago. And I studied business of fashion, so fashion merchandising. So I got to learn all about the marketing aspect, the trend spotting, trend forecasting. I got to learn about like merchandising, aesthetics, visual aesthetics. Like I geek out on this topic.
No, of course.
And I love it. Of course, now the question is, which specific niche with fashion do I take going forward is part of what I'm trying to figure out post-graduating. But because I just love it so much. But that was kind of part of how I got here, was because I just loved playing dress up. And I knew I wanted to do that for the rest of my life. And I guess I just figured out at some point I could actually do it as a job. So I kind of went to do that with school.
So when you figured out that you can do it as a job, like who were people that you looked to for like more information in that topic, or in like, because you have so much vast knowledge in so many different areas of fashion, like did you have like one person for fashion finance, or another one for fashion marketing, or another one for trends and stuff like that? Like maybe like who are some people that you like at least looked for, or where would you find that information?
Well, I can definitely say in high school I only had the internet, and I couldn't even give you specific names other than just looking at the most recent collection that was released online and watching that, literally watching that after I came home from school in high school, and like eating my snack or eating my dinner and like having the little video on my phone, and it'd be like the most exhilarating thing, the newest like Miu Miu collection, and just watching that. But it's a brand.
Okay.
It's a beautiful luxury brand.
Okay. And that's another thing I need to really get better at. Like, I need to get, like, even as me as a photographer, I just need to get better at like just knowing the names of these brands. I think that's something that I need to be more aware about.
It definitely helps to know the names, I would say. It definitely helps to know the names. Well, luckily you have a friend here. That's right. Help. But in college, no, I had a few like really great professors that still to this day were like such mentors to me in that time period. Specifically, Dr. Peters was one of literally a doctor of fashion. How freaking cool is that? I'm such a girl boss. I love her so much. She was my history of fashion professor in college, and she taught us all of the most influential pieces in fashion, like dating back to the earliest bits of fashion ever. The first piece of fashion ever created was a pair of shoes. And literally going through time and sharing with us the most influential, iconic pieces that shaped the way we wear clothes, who we are, the way we dress, the way we like socialize with each other politically, economically, all of that. And it just nurtured my brain so much, because I love getting to figure things out in that way. I think it's also, that's part of the business mindset, I guess, is how to figure out how to connect clothes to culture and lots of different people. I mean, I've never made clothes in school, but I always like to learn about like the marketing of these different brands and the identity of this brand. And learning about the history of all of it was just so fascinating to me, because I also like history.
Right.
That was such a thing that I loved getting to learn my whole life, actually. I love getting to learn about history. Sorry, I could totally talk about this forever.
And then I can also see that whenever, whether it be like fashion history or history in general, this is probably another reason why I wanted you for a podcaster, because like I said this off camera too, like you are a great person that knows how to ask those questions or to figure out like, hey, like why is this the way that it is? You know?
It's because I'm always curious.
And,
I'm so curious.
and you like to listen and like to have everybody take the time to figure out how they want to respond the way that it should. So I can see the way that how you are invested in history or in so many different aspects of the passions that you like to talk about, that you get the information that you want to get.
And I love getting to talk with people about, you know, maybe this is a side tangent, but I also just, when it comes to me sharing my passions, I also love getting to hear other people talk about their passions. Like, that's so exciting. Like, one of my favorite questions getting to ask people is not what do you do, but like, what are you passionate about lately? Like, I love getting to ask that, and I appreciate people who also want to learn about things that I'm interested in too. So that's part of what's so fun about us yapping.
Yeah.
Is that we get to share this story.
And that's an interesting thing too. One thing I stopped trying to do is to ask like, hey, what do you do? I'm starting to, like, almost similar to you. I say like, what project are you excited about, or what's something exciting that's coming up?
That's a good way to do it.
Or when they do that, they say like, hey, I did this a couple weeks ago or a couple months ago. I was really excited. How did it turn out? And I love asking that question because then you remember it, and it's more of just like, oh, how did that go?
Yeah.
Or like, I remember you because you did this project, or you were excited about that and all that. So I think that's how you get their passion out. Whatever it is, whether it be something small and intimate or private of their life, or something public where it's just like, hey, I'm excited to make this happen.
Yeah.
So I think that's a really cool question that we like to ask. Yours,
it is.
It's like very similar. And like when you were talking about like how you get into fashion, I was just like, wow, that's actually very similar to how I got into it too.
Because I was just gonna bring up, I know we talked about this in the last episode, which it's not here, but with your story of, I know you also shared a little bit now, not knowing what you wanted to do when you grew up, but also trying a few different things, you said before. When you did get into your love of photography, if you want to share that story again a little bit, how you got into it. But I'm also curious about what was one of the first photography projects that you felt like you really, it was like transformative for you, getting to be part of, or getting to create, or getting to either assist on any of that, because I'm super curious about those moments as well.
There's two that come to mind. I'm gonna have you bookmark them for me.
Okay, I'll come back. I'll make sure we come back.
So the first one is Canada, and the second one is my 1 year of photography.
Okay.
We'll come back to it.
I'm going to try to remember those. It's on camera.
It's on camera. You can remember.
It's true. You can just tell us.
You can just tell us.
But yeah, go ahead.
But how I got into photography was just like how you said. I didn't really know what to do for college or anything. I didn't even want to go to college. Like, my parents kind of forced me, and at a certain point, I gave in. And at that point, I was just like, oh, okay, well, I need to figure out something. So I have a lot of time in my hands. I started, so basically I made a plan for myself. So I had basically a college semester in September, October, November, December. So I was just like, okay, perfect. We started like mid-August, right? So I was just like, okay, perfect. Starting September 1st, I'm going to dedicate a hobby and start experimenting with things. So September was band. And for you, it was swimming, being a professional swimmer, or to try to go under that bath. Ooh, excuse me, that coffee.
And Duncan.
And Duncan.
Oh yeah, Duncan Coffee.
So I didn't really, for me it was banned with being a professional tuba player, but then I was just like, after that month, I was just like, I think.
That's still so cool to me. I only learned that like last week that you were a tuba player for like your whole life.
Yeah, for a lot of my.
That is so
well,
cool.
not. I transitioned to it, but it was a pretty big part of my life, and yeah, I was just like, I saw how difficult it is to not only get into a band, but also make that a lifestyle.
Get into a band.
Yeah,
like,
because you have to get into like professionally. You have to get into a quartet or like the Chicago Symphony Orchestra or anything like that. So and even then, like for those, like it's even more difficult because they probably only have like one or two, or they don't have like a section where it's for most professional ones, it's like they probably have at most like maybe 4.
Wow, I didn't even think about that. Yeah,
So
no,
it's not like a section of like violins where there's like maybe 5 to like 10, you know? It's like for that, it's even smaller. It's even like
very
just
limited.
very limited to maybe 5 or less. It's usually 1 or 2.
Wow.
So it's not even that many.
Yeah, yeah.
So because like we can produce a lot of sound and we can be very loud or very soft, and you really don't need much. So
that makes sense.
And that's why I feel like I was a good swimmer too, because those two correlated back to back. Like there was this one time when I was side tangent, by the way. I did a whole race underwater. So I got off.
You didn't take a breath.
I did a single breath.
Oh, I love that.
It was a 50.
I think it's so much fun.
I think it's so much fun too. I went all the way down. I flipped and I went all the way back.
Oh, I love doing that.
Oh, it was so much fun. So
so you know how to hold your breath and how to control your breath, which would definitely help with tuba.
Because for tuba, it requires a lot of air.
That makes sense.
Because it requires a lot of air from the gut, not from the chest. Obviously, it helps because it kind of tells me like, hey, I know how to exert myself the right way.
Right.
But
you have that control too.
But yeah. Side tangent. I didn't want to pursue that because it was just like I had that part of my life for like 7-ish years, and I was just like, no, I don't want to do it anymore. So the month of October, I did DJing. I loved it. It was fun, but it was too close to music that I was just like, I need to try something else. I need to get out of my comfort zone. And I just did something completely different, which was learning how to make rings.
Do you still have any of those rings that you made?
I always just gave them out. I gave them out.
Didn't you make any for yourself?
No, because it was just like, at that point, I didn't start wearing rings. I only had one, and it was more for like just aesthetic wise for myself, and I liked that. But it was more for like, oh, okay, I made one for my friend or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I didn't really keep any.
But you went into ring making.
I went into ring making jewelry making for a little bit, and then during that time, I was just like, I saw one photographer that was very involved in my church. I liked how he interacted with people. Everybody really liked him. He had a really cool gallery of photos across the church, but also he had a photo book, and I really enjoyed it. And I went up to him and I said, "Hey, can I learn from you just a couple tricks of like anything that you can teach me for photography?"
That is so cool.
And he just taught me a couple things. I was very amazed to see like what a camera can capture and can't as well, but also like how we see the world and how the camera sees the world, and how like those two can like merge together. So I think it was really cool to experience that. Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I mean, it was fantastic to see the details for everything, literally everything.
Yeah.
And I started to fall in love with it more and more because it was something that it was out of my comfort zone. It was something completely different, and it was something that I thoroughly enjoyed, which I didn't really have the opportunity to in high school
Mm.
because, like how I told you, as far as in high school, I had ELL, which those of you don't know is English Language Learners. So that took up one elective class, and I already had band, which was my other elective class.
Oh, yeah.
So I didn't really have time to take like an art class or wood making class or whatever that may be.
Right.
So when I got out of college, I started to experiment with more things, and it was really refreshing because I did it in my own time rather than like a semester where I'm like, oh, I'm dedicated to this, or
Yeah.
like I'm paying to be here, you know? So,
Yeah.
it was, so then after he gave me that lesson, I mentioned that, I don't know how my parents found out that I was really getting interested in photography, but they basically, a photographer took my sister's quinceañera photos, and when they were picking up the photos, they basically mentioned it to them. They're like, "Hey, my son is really interested in photography. Could he work for you for free to just basically make everything happen and just have all these things just work for you mostly?" And after they told me that they called me one day and just basically told me, go to this address during this time. Someone's waiting for you. That's all I got.
And you're like,
Oh,
okay.
I'm like, I don't even know. I didn't know that they talked to them like, oh, you're going in for a job interview or
Right.
anything like that. They didn't even tell me nothing.
That's great.
And
That's so funny.
And the thing was, I was just like, this is something I've never said before. It was more of just like, the name of the studio was called ER Studios, and I'm over here because I'm like, I'm a little. So I saw ER Studios. I'm like, ER Studios. Am I about to go to an emergency room?
Oh
Or...
my. You
So
show up and it's a job interview.
yeah, I was just like, what am I getting into? Because it didn't say like photography under anything underneath. So I'm just like, what the heck? Like what? Like where am I going into? It says right here.
Yeah.
So I was just like, and the thing was, I was there on time. I'm a person that always likes to be on time. So
Keep going.
so
Keep going.
I got there and I'm like waiting for like maybe 10 to 15 minutes just to basically wait for my parents, because I'm thinking my parents are going to come in there with me because I don't know what I'm going in for.
Right.
So I go in there and basically this guy starts like asking me questions and all that. And I'm like, wait, this is almost like a job
You're
interview.
like, yeah? When is my mom and dad gonna hear that one?
No, and I basically, he basically said at one point, like, yeah, I talked to your parents. They basically told me that you're really interested in doing photography and you would like to learn. And I'm like, yes, that is true. That is true. I do like to learn and all that. So, and then he basically taught me 2 lessons. One is don't do photography for the money of it, because money will come and go, but do it because you want to learn, and you're doing it because you love it.
Love it, yeah. It's passion.
And I thought that was the best thing he could ever teach me right away, because it taught me to learn faster because I actually want to learn on my own time, and also invest things where is like, oh, I'm dedicating time from like school, taking like photography classes or history classes for photography or anything like that. And it really just forced me to learn from all different aspects. I started learning things from YouTube, started learning things from Instagram, billboards, like advertisements, everything I started learning from that. So it was really interesting. I'm glad that he told me that first, because then I grew exponentially.
Yeah. And getting to have that one-on-one time also, I imagine.
Exactly. So I was learning from school, I was learning from my mentor, and I was learning from like basically YouTube. Those three combined speeded up my my learning process so much faster. So I'm like, it was really cool to have that always in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
The second thing that he told me during that whole interview process was just like, we want you to succeed so that you can leave. We will support you with whatever you do once you go away. Because it will, like, we want you to basically outgrow us.
Yeah, that's like quite a true mentor right there. That kind of mentality of like, I want to teach you so you can surpass even us.
Like, think about it, like so many different aspects of not only history but like media. Like, only the master can, only the student has the capability to defeat the master. So like, I see it that way, where it's like, you have to have that new mentality or that new experience to basically figure out these great ideas or anything like that. So I think I'm glad that he taught me that, because now anybody who tries to learn from me or from them, like, I know that they're doing their due diligence of just like, hey, we want you to learn to basically outgrow us.
Yeah, and I bet that's something that you're able to pass on, because at this point you have been doing photography for a good number of years to where people see you and want to learn from you.
Yeah.
And I imagine that that's advice that you also have been able to take to heart, that you can share with people, other people, about doing it for the passion and wanting to just grow to surpass you.
Yeah. So now answering your previous questions.
That's right. Yeah.
So Canada.
The projects that you feel like were incredibly transformative for you within your passion.
Yes.
And photography.
So the reason why I bring up Canada was because I feel like it's a core memory for me. I feel like it's a core memory for me for the reason that, like, that was the first time I went on a trip with my best friend.
When was this about?
September of the 2018.
Okay.
So this was the first time. This is the first time I went on a trip with my best friend. It was a road trip, going all the way over there. I still had school, college during that time, so it was just like I had to bring up a whole bunch of like homework with me, doing homework in the car, all that. So
where in Canada?
This was up north. I don't remember. It was a 17-hour long drive from here to over there.
Dang.
Yeah, so it was quite a drive.
Okay. Canada, yeah.
And I think it was really cool to. I think the thing why I think. Let me start over. The reason why that photo shoot was so transformative for me is because it was the first time I saw the Milky Way. So I captured the Milky Way the way that I wanted to.
Oh my gosh.
And when I first saw it, me and my best friend, we did not take pictures for the first half hour. We laid on those benches that they have on the beach where you like have lunch or anything like that.
Yeah.
So we moved two benches side by side. We laid on top of them and we literally just looked up. Perfect view of the Milky Way. You can literally see it.
Without a telescope or anything like that?
Nothing, because it's clear. There's no light pollution there. So it was very clear to see everything. It was beautiful. I've never seen anything like that.
Oh my god.
So it was very beautiful to see that for the very first time, because you like, the world is a beautiful place, and seeing something like that for the first time, it was definitely, and it was with somebody that like I'm growing closer and closer to every single time that I do believe like that is a long-lasting friendship, and I felt it, he felt it, and it was great to just be there, be present, and
Yeah.
just like learn that this was something that it was more than just a picture. It was just like it was us. It was very present.
And it being a core memory for you guys, I
Oh yeah,
imagine.
it was fantastic.
Yeah.
I loved it, and yeah, I do feel like that was a very transformative photo shoot because we didn't take pictures first. We enjoyed the view.
You enjoyed it first.
We enjoyed it
Gosh,
first.
that is so nice. Yeah.
And have you ever seen the movie The Secret Life of Walter Mitty?
I love that movie. Actually, I love that movie so much. That's actually one of my favorite movies.
I don't know.
What?
I can't tell if you're telling the truth or not.
No, it's not.
You did this to me
No,
last time.
I know. You and I have joked at each other so much. No, I love that movie.
Okay.
I love the scene where he also like skateboards down.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love that. No, I love that movie.
Okay.
Couldn't tell.
Yeah, I couldn't tell because she did this to me last episode, and then I was just like, she told me after the fact that she didn't know who that was.
I didn't know at all who he was talking about.
But it's okay.
It's okay. I
It's
promise
okay.
I'm telling the truth right now.
Okay. So there's a quote in there where, well, wouldn't say a quote. Once he finally reaches the photographer at the top of the mountain,
That's right.
he basically says like he doesn't take pictures sometimes of the important moment for the perfect picture.
About that. Yeah.
So it was very interesting living that for the first time, especially for a core memory like that.
And you were so young too.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I was like 17.
that would have been incredibly transformative. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
17? No. I was 2018. I was 19.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like very young, and I was like, even then, it was really cool to just know that like I know that feeling.
Yeah.
You know, and they portrayed it perfectly.
That's like such a feeling that, because I in my life I don't think there have been many times where I've had that feeling, but I've had it before where it's like, wow, it's like words could not do this justice. A picture, as much as I would love to be able to capture a great picture. Of course, my skills are iPhone photos, so that would be very different. First of all, with our levels, but I mean, no picture could capture just how great it is, and also with the memory. You have that memory, but then getting to capture. I swear I turned my phone on Do Not Disturb. I did.
Who is it?
My mom. Mom, I can't talk right now. I'm on the podcast episode.
This is so going in.
Okay, bye. I love you. I swear, it's on Do Not Disturb. I don't know how that went through.
She probably called twice.
That's a thing?
Yeah.
You call more than once?
Yeah, if you call more than once, it goes through.
Okay, I'm definitely saving that for the future. That's good to know.
Really?
Yeah, I had no idea that's a thing. I thought that no one can get through unless...
No, it goes through. Like, we can try it later. I'll show you.
Yeah, let's experiment later.
No, okay.
I'm curious now. But sorry, but
You were saying no.
No. I just, that's a very unique feeling. That's quite literally. Not everybody, I think, has that kind of transformative feeling, where it's like you get to see something. Actually, I had the same experience in Canada, on a trip, on a road trip that I took in Canada.
Okay, this is scary. Our lives are way too similar right now.
I literally had a very similar experience. Let's see, my senior year of college, and I'm sorry to derail. I'm sorry to derail because I wanted to hear about your second photo experience as well.
No, we'll get back to it.
But my senior year of college, me and a few friends, we took a road trip up to Toronto during our spring break.
We passed through there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And I think that was definitely many hours. I can't remember how many at this moment. But we took my mom's van, all of us. We were in the car, and it was the first time I ever saw Niagara Falls. And that was one of the moments for me that it hit me. I, I just could remember feeling absolutely overcome with I have never experienced. Or maybe I have, but I just couldn't remember. But I have never experienced something so great, so beautiful, amazing. And nature created this, and I'm getting to witness this. That no picture I could take could do the justice of my memory feeling that, or my eyesight like witnessing it in real time. And it was literally that moment in Canada. I literally had a Canada moment as well. And
Canada's great. We love it.
Canada's pretty great. I don't know much about Canada, but I loved that. And that was one of, so you literally sharing that experience reminded me of that. Now I want to see this photo that you took. Can we insert the photo?
Yeah, we'll insert the photo.
We'll insert the photo. His photo, not mine. Mine was okay. It was just, it could not do my memory justice, but I'm curious what your photo was like, especially with a great camera.
I think it's actually my profile picture for iPhones.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I'll
excited to see it.
I'll show you.
Yeah. So that is super cool.
Yeah.
Getting to hear that experience.
That's crazy that we have like now two things that are very similar to
very
ours.
Very similar, yeah.
Wow.
No, and it makes you think like, wow, the world is like beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like this is possible. This is here. Not to geek out about how great some things are, but that's one of them.
No, yeah, it's fantastic. The world is a beautiful place.
I agree.
Yeah. So the second photo
shoot.
It's a very transformative thing for me, which is my 1-year photo shoot. So when I did my first photo shoot with
I don't know if my little socks are getting in here. Sorry, keep going.
No, you're good. I wanted to make an anniversary photo shoot for myself for like 1 year, like
being
in photography.
Yeah.
Like technically it started in December, but I didn't do the photo shoot until like the end of January, beginning of February. So my first photo shoot, I did it with 2 close friends of mine. And we went to Cantini. We took some pictures there. It was like, I think the photos is not what I remember. It's more of the tradition I did for myself, which is like end of January, beginning of February. I always dedicate a photo shoot for myself.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, I don't advertise it to anybody, but I do it for myself.
Yourself.
Being like, hey, look, this is another year of me doing photography.
Yeah.
Let's do a photo shoot.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Whether it be inside, outside. Technically, you don't know this, but the photo shoot that we did is technically one of my anniversary photo shoots.
Shut up!
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm so honored. Wait, that is so cool.
Because we did it in February.
That's true. We did do it in February.
Wow.
So your first anniversary shoot
was with my 2 close friends in Cantini.
Oh my gosh. Can we insert those photos? Or are those just for you?
Those are just for me.
Okay. I cannot lie.
My
curiosity is raging.
I'll show you off camera.
But tell me if you want to share any more of what the process was like, what your takeaways were like. What did you remember from that experience being so transformative as your first anniversary?
Well,
experience?
I tried a lot of different things that I've been wanting to do. Like for that one, I tried like almost like a two-shot exposure. So it was like, I had a really nice frame that day, so like a picture frame. Okay. It was very decorative on the side. It was a gold frame.
Yeah.
So we had the model like hold the frame, and I would take the picture of the background without the model, and then take one with the model, and I would just cut the legs out so that she is like the actual picture in the frame.
That's pretty cool.
So that's what, like, it's a photography trip. You just put it in a tripod, you put all this together, and then it's a really easy trick, but it looks really cool.
Yeah.
And we did, during that time, smoke photography was very popular. So like have you ever like heard of or done that before, like smoke bombs?
I think I've definitely seen it. It was really popular online for a while. I would see so many different influencers and celebrities have photo shoots with, I think, smoke bombs, and they were like holding it around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we did we did that. It was really cool. We did a lot of different things here in Cantini.
Oh.
We got kicked out at a certain point because apparently we weren't supposed to do it. But I'm just like, well, I can't stop it now.
This is the 1 year.
Yeah. So exactly.
It's a big deal.
Come on.
Don't they know?
But it was really cool to just to just experiment so many different things, because during that time I even remember, like, even how I tell you sometimes, like, being an amateur, you want to just try everything.
Yeah.
And you want to see everything. You want to ask the questions, or like figure out like how to do things.
Right.
And like, for me, I tell you this, like, it's cool seeing you interact with things, because an amateur is so, you're never going to be that again.
That's true.
You are never going to be that again. So when I see an amateur working, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm curious to see how you work, because I'm not going to think like you anymore. Once you know all the rules and like the history behind it, like almost like, yes, you have a database of what the possibilities could be, but almost not knowing that is like really interesting to figure out, like, ooh, like, you're almost there. Let me just guide you just a little bit. Or even if you don't give them guidance, it's interesting to see what they come up with, because like, it could be something new you never even thought of.
That's true.
And that's why I say only the student has the power to almost like overcome the master.
Ah, okay. I see where that comes in. So just curious, just to rewind for a second. You would consider me an amateur, or you? Wait, I would
really like to be an amateur again.
Oh, so you think of that as
a good thing,
as a compliment?
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I would really like to be an amateur again, for the reason that, like,
they have the eyes of always being curious.
Always being curious, but also fresh eyes.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So like. But also, I think that also comes with, like, learning. Like, you have to be excited to learn, or excited to just experiment.
Yeah.
I think that's where I'm trying to go for a little bit. Where if you have that, you can go so much farther.
Do you find yourself having that, or maybe not to the same level, but that invigorating feeling of, you know what, I still have things that I want to try. I still have new things that I want to do. So even though you've been doing this for a while, would you say you still have that spirit a little bit?
I think the easiest way for me to explain this is just like a bucket list. Almost like my bucket list for photography when I first started out, it was probably like 1,000 things.
Right.
Now, me being almost like 9 years doing this, that's kind of gotten down to like 100.
100 left.
100 left. So like,
isn't that impressive?
That is super impressive.
That is really cool.
But also, like, I want to be at 1,000 again.
Yeah, that feeling. I know that feeling.
That feeling that almost, I don't know if it's just like me, like, oh, like, what's the next shiny thing, you know? So that's how I see it. As far as just like, I want 1,000 things, not like 100. I'm not saying that those 100 things are not shiny.
Right.
I'm just saying, like, I want more. I want more. And this is why I say amateurs are so interesting, because even though, like, let's just say they wanted to learn, because we already talked about it, like smoke photography. Oh, I want to see how they create a picture, or how they do this photo shoot, or their trial and errors. Because seeing them like figure things out, like, it's really cool as a teacher, seeing someone be like, oh, that aha moment.
That is a good moment.
It's a cool moment, because I've had many students basically tell me, like, in particular, one comes to mind where she goes, I went on a trip to Turkey or Dubai, and she was taking pictures over there, and she was basically like, I literally heard you in my brain saying, don't mess it up. Make sure it's straight. Make sure you do this,
Oh
that,
my
and the
gosh.
other.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, I turned into my mentor. Because he used to yell at me all the time for this, for like those tiny things.
Yeah,
And it was
yeah.
just like, well, yeah, I think that's what a teacher, a good teacher is supposed to do, is just making sure that you like are digesting the lessons that they teach you.
Mm.
So I don't know. I enjoy to see how people create something when they both have the similar goal.
Similar goal and
Yeah.
energy, I imagine, for trying new things and
So, okay.
adventure spirit.
This is actually an interesting question for me to ask you, and I think that we can end it off like this because we're already a little bit over.
Oh, yes, we are.
We're very
I didn't
over.
even see.
So I think this is a good question for me to end it off with you. So for me, in college, me and a group of photographers, we had a lot of like photographer days where we would just drive at night, go to a town, go to a location, do some night photography, where we would just walk around, take pictures, see like what we do. We would take pictures of signs, take night photography of the stars, or like things around town.
Yeah.
And just well, we were all in the same space, making something that is meaningful to us, and kind of bouncing off of each other. For you, as a model, as a fashion person, do you bounce off of, or what's your version of that, of bouncing off of other models or other fashion people or other things where you can be like, hey, we're all in the same space, we're all doing our own thing,
Yeah.
but we're kind of like bouncing off of each other?
Actually, that's a really good question because...
Or does that even exist for you?
Oh, it definitely does.
Okay.
I love getting to bounce off ideas. I love getting to share. I love getting to partake in our shared passion when it comes to, me talking with someone who gets it. And even when it comes to talking to someone who doesn't have the same perspective as me or the same amount of knowledge as me, but totally different, but we just have a love for learning more. That's what I love. And actually, as you were talking about this, it reminded me of what I get when I teach. Because I
forget you teach too.
I do teach too. Many jobs. So for the past couple of years, I have been teaching classes. I teach classes, sewing classes, fashion design and sewing classes to kids. And what we do is, the structure is, we teach them how to use a sewing machine, and then with them knowing how to use a sewing machine, then we teach them how to make their own clothes, which is really, really cool. It's such a cool thing to get to be a part of. I never thought I would ever want to go into teaching, but I just learned that I loved getting to see lots of kids from different ages getting to just find their creative passion. And I've been doing it for the past couple of years now. And my boss also is this fantastic fashion designer in Chicago. She created this whole thing, and it's just great getting to work underneath her. But I actually love getting to bounce off my ideas from my students. And they're kids, and they don't have the same, background
Knowledge.
that I do,
Yeah.
or knowledge, I mean, they're some of them are young enough to where they don't have a phone, and they can't watch YouTube, they can't watch runways like I did when I was their age, or a little older than their age,
But they take it from
But they take it from lots of other things.
Yeah.
They take it from so many other things. It'll be either
Their toys, the books,
Absolutely.
the people that they see every day.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. And because also kids, even though they're little, will be on the internet, they'll talk about this celebrity or this music video, and they'll be like, I want to make something just like Taylor Swift wore in this music video, and then we'll watch the music video together, and then she'll thinking of a specific time where my student was like, that's the dress, do you see how it twirls just like that? I want to make something that looks just like that. And they'd be like, okay, we're gonna see what we can do. And just getting to see someone have those ideas, and they're in a totally different standpoint of like background and knowledge, but they still have that creativity where it's like, okay, let's work together to see what can we do to make this be as close to that as we can. Obviously, we have limited resources.
And isn't it so fun where like a student is getting different information how you would learn?
Exactly. Oh my gosh, yeah. Like I didn't have K-pop Demon Hunters when I was a kid, but getting to see the kids be so excited for like different outfit changes and you see how she like pulls off her jacket and it's instantly something else and it's like, oh my god, yeah. And I'm thinking of references that I had in the early 2000s, but it's like you get to see what they grow up with now, and it is so cool. And I love getting to bounce off the ideas like that with the kids, because oftentimes what we do with these classes and these camps are we have specific projects that we teach them. We teach them how to make a t-shirt, a dress, a tank top, maybe a romper, maybe shorts. Romper is like...
Yeah.
Okay. But honestly, at that point, it's just so cool to get to see their minds being like, no, I've already made all these things. I know how to make all these things, Miss Gracie. I want to make this dress that Taylor Swift wore at the Met Gala. And it's like, I wanted the same thing when I was your age. I wanted to wear that same dress. Or I wanted to wear this Barbie dress in this one movie that I loved growing up. And it's just...
Isn't that amazing that
amazing.
we go off of like feelings, and we're just like we're trying to connect to other humans based off of that?
It's truly amazing because I get to see it in their eyes. I get to see the excitement, the sparkle. I love that sparkle, and it's just great to get to have that space with them, even though we're not the same age or we have the same background. Like, it doesn't even matter, because what really matters is I guess.
You have a common goal.
We have a common goal and the excitement.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that is a great thing. Is this really the end?
I think so.
Wow, it's 8 to 80. Wow, okay. We have been recording for a while.
I think this round went a lot better.
I know. In the first round, there was a lot of me processing the fact that everything I said was going to be on record, even though I said off record things to you on camera. We don't have that this time.
But even then, I still don't think the first time was that bad.
I don't think it was that bad.
No.
I think we went into that first episode having some different miscommunications.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was the first episode, so we were able to figure that out. Which is why I'm glad it was a rough draft first episode.
Yeah.
You
got lucky.
I did get lucky.
You got lucky.
Woo!
But I think this one, honestly, might be better than the first one.
I think it might be.
I think it might be better than the first one. I think we talked about not only the topics that we wanted to do, but also we went in a little bit more deeper which was one thing I was worried about this episode, which was like, are we actually going to learn something new from each other from this one?
And we did.
Which was really interesting, because even now I'm learning more things about you that I thought we wouldn't really have that many things in common. And
I know, we keep finding out we do.
And it's just like, wow, our lives are kind of similar.
Truly.
Obviously, it's different for like
in different ways.
But
still.
It's still like, we can relate to a lot of the experiences, a lot of the same feelings, and a lot of the viewpoints that we have.
Right.
Which is cool.
That is really cool. That's what I was going to say. I love that we get to figure that out together and with an audience. Coincidentally, you get to be here figuring it out as well.
I think this is the Ride of Our Lives radio.
This is the Ride of Our Lives radio, the end.
Any more last comments?
Do you really think I'm an amateur?
I think you are an amateur in the way you want to learn different topics that are not in your profession.
So I have an amateur's spirit.
Yes.
For adventure.
Yes.
Let that be noted. It's left in.
On the record.
I was curious about that.
Why?
Because I was curious that you said that more than once. And I was thinking, oh.
I think it's because
That's
like I said,
interesting. I don't think of myself, although actually in so many ways, I still have so much more to learn, truly,
and that's
with modeling.
and that's why I'm just like, you obviously you can still, like, there's some masters there that we see them as masters, but they consider themselves amateurs because they still are learning.
Still are learning, yeah.
Like, if you're still alive, you can still learn new things. You can still grow your craft to be something more than what you already know. So
that's true.
Like, even now, I still consider myself as much. I don't consider myself a master, but I don't consider myself an amateur either.
You consider yourself a student still.
Student.
That is what I consider myself
Yes.
as. I think I'm continuously always going to be a student, no matter how far I get, I think.
I'm just jealous of your spark. That's what I'm jealous.
Well, here, I'll zap you a little. There you go. I do have a lot of spark. And I see it from you, too, though. I do see it from you, too. And then, okay, I know we were supposed to end this episode, but I know that your bucket list, this is just a thought that I had, but I didn't want to stop your flow.
No,
I know that your bucket list went from 1,000 to 100, but with the amount of things that you know now that you didn't know before, doesn't that actually, like, open more doors? Wouldn't that open more doors? Like 100, 101, 102, or instead of, like, number 100, it's 100 part A, part B, part C. I would think that you have so much more knowledge you can actually expand on right now, right? Or is that not how you're able to see it right now?
I definitely see that for sure. I almost consider it as, like, even like how you said it, like, oh, 1A or 1B, 1C, like whatever that may be. I still consider that as, like, let's just say 99.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, okay.
Like, I still want to complete all of, like, 99 before I go to 98.
That makes sense.
So I think it's just getting harder to make that bucket list shorter. So, like, let's just say to cross off, like, 100, it's taken me, like, let's just say 3 years to cross off 100 to move on to 99.
Oh, I see.
So I'm like, I want to basically know all that I need to know to get like that fully checked off. I don't want to half check it off and just move on to the next one. No, I want to learn everything about it.
Absolutely.
Like, the perfect example I could give about that is me doing real estate photography. I did real estate photography for 3 years. I was so invested into it.
Oh.
I found a job. I found, like, I did so many listings as far as, like, abandoned houses, rich houses, average home houses, like commercials and commercial listings. And it was really interesting to not only have that knowledge, but also, like, meet so many different people. And I think after 3 years of doing that, I was just like, okay, I can finally check this off and move on to the next thing.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see.
And that's probably my best example of, like, oh, checking one thing off.
Okay.
Because I feel like I completed something.
Yeah.
I completed this aspect. I'm like, oh, I have this skill now that I know that I can pick it up whenever I want to. But also, when I move on to the next one, I know it's going to be harder because it's going to have more to it.
Right. So now, with having the knowledge that you know, that you have, that would make sense that your bucket list items are inevitably going to be more complex.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So
like for me, I want to do Formula 1 at one point. So I want to do all aspects of Formula. It's going to happen. But also, like, Vogue is being on there too. I want to do all aspects of Vogue. So, like, think about, like, just those two in general. Like, those are very complicated things to not only achieve, but to get into.
Right. No, absolutely.
So it's a very exciting journey to accomplish.
It is.
And I think I'm getting that inspiration from my mentor because he did so much. Like, if I tell you the things that he did, you wouldn't believe it. Like, he met Eileen Ford during that time.
You did tell me about that.
He's done Formula 1. He's done hospital like books, like hospital books, so that doctors can actually study from them. So he went to, like, surgeries and did all of that. He did so much in his lifetime that it was really amazing to learn from, because it's just like, you don't have to only do like weddings and quinceañeras. Yes, it makes money, but it's like you kind of almost show me like interactions with people is what's more important, or doing this and having it in your portfolio will open so many doors that you never even thought that you could have opened. And that's why I'm just like, it's really cool that I got a teacher like him, because it showed me basically be like, let's just say you got famous one day. I'm like, I can show off to people like, oh, I met Gracie before she got famous.
Gracie before she went famous.
So it's like that. It's like,
that is pretty cool. Like your mentor,
yeah.
I mean.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool. Well, I'm excited to see what else you get to check off of your bucket list.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see dang, sorry, we are recording a lot longer. I am excited to see with just, even with the length of us recording this, you know, any of the other projects that you get to work on that you get excited about, or other techniques that you learn. Any of that, if we decide to share it, I'd be very curious to see the start to the finish.
I think we'll share a couple as we definitely want to do another photo shoot together.
Yeah, we definitely want to do another one together.
So if we do decide to plan that, just hold it. If we do
test, sorry,
bring it down just a little bit, just hold it like right there.
Test. Keep going.
Just so, like if we do plan to do our photo shoot during our time of recording these, it would be really cool to take people from like start to finish for like the whole entire thing.
It would be. Duncan. Should we?
Yeah.
Should we? I don't know. Oh, I always hate goodbyes. But this isn't a goodbye.
And this is how you know you have two yappers.
I know. We were supposed to keep this at an hour. Well, we wanted to keep it about.
No, you said you.
I know. I was supposed to be home, like right now.
Yeah.
It's okay. I have a photo shoot tomorrow, and then I'm flying out for the wedding the next day.
Yeah.
That's a lot going on, but that's okay. It's okay. We got a good first episode in, on the record, all published. This will work. Wish there was wood to knock on in here.
No, it will work.
But it'll work. Yeah.
It'll work.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Thank you so much for coming to Ride of Our Lives Radio.
Episode 1.
Episode 1.
Of Season 1.
Season 1. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Yes.
And we'll see you at the next one.
See you at the next one. Bye. Can I do that like swoosh thing? I love that.